Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. It's good here. It's good. I don't know if you can tell from my voice that I just got back from my walk. I mentioned yesterday doing the walking again, and the route that I take is about a mile. Well, not only do I have allergies, right now, visibility here is horrific from these Canadian wildfires, which is a perspective I know this happens a lot in the West, but it doesn't happen here, like ever. In my entire life have I had to deal with wildfire smoke, which is strange to me because I live in one of the most heavily forested states in the United States. According to this website I found, we're like the third most forested state by a percent. Like 78% of my state is forest. And we don't have fires here. I say that, knowing that it's entirely possible because I didn't think they had fires in Canada either. We both live in these fairly temperate climates, so our summers are hot and wet, as opposed to like the West Coast where it's just hot and then everything dries out and catches fire every year. Here it's hot and wet. And so fires like this has been going on since I was in Mexico. This has been going on for an entire month almost of wildfires causing problems for the Canadians. And obviously I'm just seeing the tail end of this problem. This isn't really a problem. But it is when you have allergies and you're trying to go outside. But I don't know if these pictures do it any justice, but you can tell like things close to me are clear and things not very far are very much not clear. Usually, it's really interesting. Usually here, the summers are moist, humid, very, very humid, enough that if you get up to one of the ridge tops, I hesitate to say mountaintops because I argue that we don't really have mountains in West Virginia. We have like a mountain, and then we have some really tall hills. If you get on top of the ridges here and you look over the rolling hills of West Virginia, visibility fades pretty quick just due to humidity. Like you'll see, they say the Blue Ridge Mountains in the John Denver song, even though that's not a thing here. We don't have the Blue Ridge Mountains here. We're part of the Appalachians. But it's, you get to see these rolling hills and you'll see the visibility. Well, right now, that's like 50 yards away. I can see that haze. So it's pretty odd. And I never really thought about how far it could impact. Like these wildfires that happen in the West, is that smoke impacting, if California's on fire, is Texas getting visibility issues? I don't know. Our weather here usually comes west to east and sometimes north to south. So we have these converging systems that kind of happen. Well, obviously a lot of that happens in the Midwest where tornadoes happen. But those things can shift, and we have winters here where we'll have really heavy snowfalls called lake effect snow. When this cold Canadian weather blows across the Great Lakes and then kind of does this U shape right over top of West Virginia, and it drops this super thin, fluffy snow. Like I guess people would say it's like powder, like what skiers call powder. But this is the first time I've recognized that we're getting like wind drift from the north causing this smoke issue. And I just never really thought about the widespread impact of something like these wildfires. I never thought about what is the damage outside of California. Is there damage outside of California? Not necessarily physical damage, but it's choking me up. It's got me like I can feel it in my throat right now, and all I did was go outside and walk for 20 minutes. And I could smell it in here. Like, that's the other interesting part. It doesn't smell. So if you have a campfire nearby and it fills, especially if you're camping in the wilderness and the canopy is keeping the smoke down, you can smell that campfire from miles away. This doesn't smell like fire. It just looks like fire, right? It does smell like fire. That's not what I mean. I can smell it. But it's not like there's a fire over there. But it looks like there's a fire right freaking there. That's how hazy it is, which is really confusing and weird. Anyway, I'm curious to know if anybody out west, what is the impact Is there an ongoing impact? I think that here, most people are just kind of not going outside right now. I've woke up a few times to that orange, like the orange sunrise when people were posting pictures from New York. I've had that a couple of times here. This morning I had it was really, it was oddly murky. I don't want to say it was gray because it's not gray. It's like it is a white smoke, but it was eerie, like a dense fog morning where the sun is there, but it's being filtered through all of the smoke particles and just causes this haze to settle on everything, which is a weird thing to wake up to when you're used to waking up to bright sun rays. But I guess this is just this is very, very different for me. Is it different for you? Are you experiencing this, or have you experienced it from fires elsewhere in the world? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is remunerate. It is a verb meaning to settle a debt or other financial obligation by making a payment. Peter's supervisor at the insurance company would do anything to avoid remunerating policyholders for the claims they made. Remunerate. R-E-M-U-N-E-R-A-T-E. So we had didn't we have something about paying back? Huh. Oh, well, remonstrate. This is a weird word. Remunerate. I never heard it. I thought it was remunerate when I saw that, but it is not. It is remunerate. And the emphasis on mu.